just to welcome you all to our first session of this webinar series, five-part webinar series. So please do share it with your friends, get them to join in. We are live on Facebook, and those of you who've registered, then you can join in through our Zoom channel, and we'll see you with your faces. So make sure you get yourself all freshen up, get yourself a cup of coffee, and come join us. We'll start sharp at 11 o'clock. Right, we're just 1 minute before we start, so please do share this around from your Facebook itself, active on the chat. Be mindful, do ask any questions you think is relevant. There might be some people who want to know about the program in the general. We'll be covering that after this, as well as maybe you might have questions for the speakers. So stick around for that. Definitely hear what is happening in the scene in Sabah and Sarawak. We have a great, amazing speakers for y'all today. So please do share it around and join in from Facebook or from our Zoom channel. You can see Jacqueline, there's a whole group of people there. Very nice. Good of you all to join in together. All right, as always, I like to start early and on time. Hopefully we'll end on time. It all depends on how the conversation goes. Today, welcome to our first series of the YCLE Bootcamp 2021. Woo! Good morning. Syabas semua untuk datang hari ini. Terima kasih kerana datang this early morning. Hopefully you got your coffees and everything. We're gonna kick right to it. Today is our first part of our webinar series, where we're going to talk all about what is civic engagement, how to start your own campaign. So what is all this all about? And a lot of times mungkin you all have got an idea apa yang kita nak buat, tapi belum cuba, never been able to try this out. So this is where we want to give you this opportunity to learn about these kind of ideas and what is happening in the field. So give me a few minutes just to introduce a little bit about this program, and then I will pass it over to our amazing moderator and speakers to kickstart this event. All right. Let me just share my screen 1 second. Okay, so good morning. So as you can see, our title of the program is actually Sparking Digital Actions. But kita nak action, right? It's all about, doing something that you feel you want to act on. All right. And this webinar series is called The Conversation. So, normally we'll actually have a road show where we go out and talk to people to bring about this idea, what we're trying to do. And because of the pandemic, we're actually doing this all virtually. So you can actually register. The team will share you all the links. So please go ahead and check them out. This program is brought to you by US Embassy, and the program is called the YCLE. So it means Young Southeast Asian Leaders, right? So we want to help you to network with people around Southeast Asia. There's a lot of opportunities that you can see from their page. And if you want to join this program, you have to be a member. So it's a free membership. You just go to the link, which we will share with you as well in our registration forms when you want to apply for this program, right? This is just a quick brief or highlight of last year. So last year we did the same thing, but it was highlighted to throughout Malaysia. This time around, we're highlighting only Sabah and Sarawak. Last year, we had 2 teams from Sabah actually who won. They are called Safe Safe Campus and Belia di Bawah Bayu. So some of y'all maybe from Sabah have heard of them before. They are making headways and talking about statelessness. And the other team is talking about rights on campus for students. All right. We did this on a hybrid method. We did a few live events in campus before the pandemic, and then we had to go all the way digital. So this time around, it's all the way digital. All right. So this was how we did it. A year before that, everybody used to come to our space. So if you're ever in KL, we are actually in Publica Shopping Mall. There's actually 3 screens in front of me. We created this Zoom room, Kenala high tech, because of, we want to show people what's happening digitally, nice. So you got to invest a little bit on the system that we have done. So yes, if everything gets better, we always hope to definitely turun padang, come and see y'all, or maybe even have y'all in our space. But that's this whole campaign is all about, is to bring you up to speed and to join, make you part of our alumni. All right. So be part of this program, try to join, talk about it with your friends and see whether you can actually be part of this change. So like I mentioned, this is a 5-part series. These are the topics that we're going to be covering. So today's event is called the approaches to diversity and inclusivity. So we have our amazing speakers, which I'll let them introduce themselves later on. But next week onwards as well, we're talking about environmental conservation. So we're having people who are experts in that field. So stick around for those other topics. We also have alumni. So like I said, the teams that have finish this program, we want them to also share with you their journey. So maybe you boleh tanya diorang, how was it? Senang tak? How was Jay as a trainer and all these other people asking me to do work? So we are very understanding. We don't want to bombard you with too many things. We know you have work and all this, but we want you to really feel proud of what you're doing and what you want to stand for. And also to make sure you maneuver the space correctly, not stepping on anybody's toes and being in the eyes of the law correct as well, right? Politically correct in that way. So yes, you'll be learning from a lot of these people, and hopefully that will inspire you to do your own engagement or your own civic engagement with us, right? So these are the speakers that we have for this 5-part series. You will be seeing them over the course of this whole week. Do excuse my team. We'll be emailing you, reminding you about all these things. Sebab kita tahu lah, sometimes you might forget, so we're just sending you these reminders. If you have questions, do just reply. We will be more than happy to answer them. But this is just a glimpse of who we have for you coming up this whole coming 2 months of this whole registration or this whole roadshow, virtual roadshow that we have, right? So application now is out. It's open. You can actually go check out our website. We have a page just to explain to you what this program is about. You can also wait through maybe the last few episodes to actually apply. So it's up to you all. But I would suggest joining with a bunch of friends. We're looking at 2 to 4 people to join, and you must be from Sabah or Sarawak. That means your IC kena mesti Sabah Sarawak. If you're not, make sure at least 50% of your team members are from Sabah or Sarawak. Okay, so that means maybe dorang from Sabah, 2 more fellas can be from West Malaysia or something like that. All right. So that's the requirement. If you're not sure, please ask us. We'll try and make sure this can happen as well. So that is one of the ideas that we're trying to push for this change. All right. So your trainers, you tengok lah, who are your trainers? So these are the people who are going to be teaching you, right? We've recorded them. You have Dato Ambiga, you have Ivy Josiah, BFM, we have Mira Sivasodi. We got a lot of amazing speakers, even from Undi 18. So these guys are the ones who are going to teach you what you need to do. And they've been doing this for years on the end, all right? And we basically came up with a framework that we designed with them to plant these ideas. So, when you want to start a business, you have a business model canvas. then you plan your ideas. So for a civic engagement or, to start a campaign, what do you have? There's no framework. So we decided let's try creative. And with that and with the modules we got from the industry experts, we have actually designed this course for y'all. So it's only a 1-month course. And you watch the videos and we are here to guide you because we just want you to win. So give it a shot, try it out, think about something that you feel you want to stand for, you and your friends want to stand for, and you'll be part of this journey, all right? So just to give you a bit of the story or what this journey is all about. Right now, we are in the webinar series, the roadshow. So we're going to be having this series of talks that I mentioned to just let you know what is the civic engagement, right? The next part is in October is when the classes start. So only 10 participants will go through to the round of training, and then that will happen in October. And then in the end, in phase 3 is where we are going to be having the mentorship. So we have our partners, Parkos and House. They are also our outreach partner in Sabah and Sarawak. So they are going to be helping y'all to, see how they can push your idea to the next level, because, they are in the scene in those areas and they can actually connect you or network with y'all to the right people, and also try to spark your idea, because sometimes our idea is too cute. So we don't want cute, we want impact. Right, so that's what we're looking at. Cool. So actually right now I just like to bring upon Mindy Misonis to give a few words. She's the Counselor of Public Affairs at the US Embassy Kuala Lumpur. And maybe I want to just share a little bit before joining the Office of Public Affairs. Mindy was a counselor for the Public Affairs at Bangkok from 2015 to 2018. Her role over there, she oversaw cultural, education, and press information programs in Thailand. And right now she is in Malaysia. And I want her to, introduce herself, tell us a little bit about what she's doing. And the stage is yours. Let me just stop sharing. So maybe Mindy, you can interject over here.
I already had a mute, Phil. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Well, good morning, and thank you so much for that kind introduction, and thanks to everyone for joining us here today. As was already mentioned, my name is Mindy Misonis. I'm the Counselor for Public Affairs at the US Embassy in Kuala Lumpur. I'm new, having arrived about a month ago, and this is the first Waisili program I've been able to join here in Malaysia. So I'm thrilled to be here, and I can already feel this legendary Waisili energy. And I'm really excited for what's to come for all of you. I'd like to begin by thanking our speakers for spending their Saturday morning with us, especially given the time you've already devoted to making a difference in your communities. I'd also like to thank the organizers, our friends at BGBG, for all of their hard work towards making this event a success, despite all of the changes we've had to make due to the ongoing pandemic situation. And most importantly, thanks to all of the participants here today for showing up and taking the opportunity to invest in yourselves and your communities. We're well aware that we're all experiencing some Zoom fatigue at this point, and a special thanks for you to be here today. The Waisili Bootcamp webinar series is part of a program that started back in 2019 before the pandemic, if we can all remember that far back. But for this year, we've made the decision to focus our efforts on Borneo, the young change makers there, and the issues that are most relevant to that region. Borneo is a unique island, hosting one of the oldest rainforests in the world with many unique cultures that aren't found anywhere else in the world. Unfortunately, this region is also vulnerable to exploitation and misuse. This is why it's up to you, young leaders of Borneo, to speak up and take action. We at the US Embassy are here to help you and invest in you through programs like this one, because we know the power of Malaysian youth should never be underestimated and is a force to be reckoned with. Our previous Waisili Bootcamp programs weren't dedicated to Borneo, but still resulted in some fantastic initiatives focused on the region. For example, Anani Apparel, which is a fashion line created by the stateless youth in Sabah, and Safe UMS, a campaign made by the students from the University of Sabah to promote a safer campus environment for women who are experiencing harassment. We're really looking forward to the initiatives that this webinar series inspires and hope that many of you will apply to be a part of the bootcamp itself, which will launch in October, as was just discussed. We hope that through this webinar series and also the follow-on bootcamp, you'll be able to learn new skills and equip yourself with the tools necessary for you to take action and make your community a better place. Ultimately, there will be a competition where you can apply for seed funding to implement your ideas, so we encourage you to dream big. Despite being virtual, I can sense a lot of energy and drive within this group here today. I hope you take the opportunity to foster long-lasting friendships and to build the network so that you can continue collaborating and working with each other. There's an African saying that says, if you want to go fast, walk alone. But if you want to go far, walk together. Thank you again for being here, and always remember that you're never too young to lead. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Mindy, for sharing. That was really nice. I also want to just echo what you mentioned. Yes, this alumni is forever. Like we won't let you run away. Whenever there's any other opportunities, you're going to hear it from us. And we want to share that all throughout, you know, your career. It is an alumni that we really cherish, and we feel there's a lot of opportunities that we can tap into. So, you know, from the US Embassy or even from our partners, we all are doing a lot of things on the ground, and we want you to be part of it. You know, don't miss out, because sometimes even I meet like some doctors, they're like, oh, I'm only friends I have are all doctors. And you want to meet other people, right? You want to network around or do something with your friends from outside your circle, you know. So this is that chance for us to do that. I think even from the program side of things, I hope it wouldn't be something that's boring, because I wouldn't want to join something that's going to be like, hello, good morning. It's going to be like pumped up energy. So yes, we are going to try make sure we drink our coffees non-stop, or just to make sure you all feel that energy. But yes, thank you very much, Mindy, for that. Then let me just bring up my next slide before I'm going to send it off to Rusty, actually. So there we go. So this is our partner. So we have two partners, Parkos and House. This week, House is going to be the moderator, and we have Rusty here, who's the co-founder and director of House Kuching. You should go check out their space. It's amazing. I haven't, they were renovating and now it's done. So it's going to be super cool. He's been very much involved in the creative industry and coming up with social innovation, and is a skateboarder. So like, let's kick and push. All right, so I'm gonna pass it over to Rajni to take it over to introduce our speakers, and maybe I'll come back at the end just to wrap things up. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Jay. It's an honor to be here on behalf of House Kuching. We're kind of the underdogs here in Kuching, so it's a great honor to be partnered with America, BGBG, and also the US Embassy. And thank you for the introduction. It was nice hearing your thoughts, Mindy, and I echo your sentiment as well. Today, we have with us two amazing women from Sarawak and Sabah, and I'll speak on them in a little bit, but allow me to introduce the session first. Right. With Malaysia's National Day just around the corner, we host today a session that hopes to address both diversity and inclusivity, two essential building blocks of any great nation, which the country has yet to include more in its foundations, but more on that later. So when the subject of either or both arise, more often than not, they are linked to representation, usually denoting a lack of diversity. In Malaysia, a relevant question could be, do our processes and results include a broad enough spectrum? When we scrutinize inclusivity, we often ask, are Ali, Achong, and Mutu all being heard? Yet, therein lies the problem. Malaysia is so much more than just our Malay, Chinese, and Indian brethren. In fact, we are also more than just Muslims, Chinese, Christians, Buddhists, Hindus. We are more than just conservatives, liberals, centrists. The list goes on. We are as varied as our laksas and our rojaks. but how constructive and conducive is Malaysia in accommodating all her children equally? As I mentioned, we are joined today by two amazing women. Our first speaker is Juvita. The second one will be Nadira. I've worked with both of these women through another platform that I work with called Borneo Bengkel, which seeks to celebrate Bornean creatives through interdisciplinary dialogue. And with Juvita, we recently had a webinar, a sharing session about community voices and how her efforts in publication are used as a tool to for exposure and also for continuity